A treacherous night ahead for Florida as darkness begins to fall and Hurricane Ian continues its catastrophic rampage.
So one of the things that amazed me most about Team 1 Mile is that our founder, Mike Campbell, has assembled an incredible group of people from every walk of life. Entrepreneurs like myself to Navy SEALs to two-star generals to professional athletes, professional cyclists, just an amazing cross-section of people. I guess when you bring a group of people like that together, everybody was very gracious as we struggled to get through this event, because it was a struggle. It wasn't an easy thing by any stretch of the imagination.
Started day 5, 420 some miles already. Woo. Most I ever did 50, so this is pretty crazy. It's a good group. It's way better than riding at home by yourself on your trainer, I'll tell you that. Being in a group around these amazing people and then going through the communities, I love it. It's great. So that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling motivated for day 5. Only 90 some miles.
1 mile, team 1 mile, ready? Yeah!
I'm an endurance athlete. I do an endurance sport for a living, but I don't train specifically for cycling. And it not only taught me a lot about cycling at large, but it taught me a lot about the teamwork behind a sport like this that is seemingly an individual sport. So it's really cool to be able to see a team come together to help each other propel in said individual sport.
And it was really cool to watch them too in the van, because you could see how they would move and take care of each other. Just like us in the van, we're taking care of each other.
It was so much fun. It was crazy. It was pure craziness, especially when John's driving and I'm, all thrown around back in the van, trying to get everybody's, drinks mixed up and their bottles and their food ready.
It's fun. We're always kind of jumping around or playing some tunes or talking. Sometimes strategizing, sometimes making contact with other people on the support crew.
So it was so, oh my gosh, it was just laughter the whole time.
One time we went over a speed bump that I didn't see, and everything in the van was in the air, like Matrix style, And so, and the two girls in the back, they got launched. Like I looked back and I could see them floating in the air for a little bit, and then they hit hard. And they had just organized all the food and all of the equipment, and it just.
Even though I'm a civilian now, I know what it was like to be a veteran. And what was cool was the riders. The majority of them were not veterans, and to see them come together as a team and to exhibit the same characteristics that military people exhibit. Perseverance, resilience, teamwork. We just talked about mission. And to see the marriage between the athletes on Team 1 Mile and the veterans that were each location in Florida come together, it's like they got each other. I think that Team 1 Mile was able to bridge that gap between the civilian world and the veteran world. And as a veteran myself, like we talked about before, John, it was just awesome to see that.
100 mile ride with the
Oh yeah, easily.
on that and your ass.
I'll bring mine next year. We'll ride it. This is what you call the Road Glide. It's Harley Road Glide 2022. Freaking monstrous. You got 14-inch 8 handlebars, so it's rides up pretty good. Mine are down here. I got 10 or 12. Yeah, I could do that.
And we rode 700 miles. I didn't personally, I was on the crew, but we rode 700 miles in 6 days and showed up every night to an event to let them know, hey, we're here, we're a whole team, we're backing you. And the support that we got back from them was really quite incredible. It was very moving to be at an event where people got recognized for who they were. That was, for me, it was very heartfelt.
I think my mission in Florida was really connecting with the other veterans that were at those VFWs and that were there, as well as, on the ride too, looking at, where I fit in. I think I was a class clown / motivational person / let's get out there, let's motivate, we got this, and I saw that as, something where, it was really nice to talk with everybody. And I didn't mind talking with anybody and everyone. So that's my goal, my ability to communicate and to talk to anybody. I can just mold into whatever and talk to whoever, and it works, right? And that's you can be there for some people too at times when they're struggling, and they're able to let loose a little bit with you to really tell them what's going on, And when I showed up to these VFWs, these American Legions, it's good to be around your fellow brothers and sisters. I'm like, thank you for your service, right? And thank you for doing this for us and being there. And it was really nice just to be there with those guys. We were able to just just talk, one veteran to another vet, and it was good to have them there.
I would like the commander to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. We always talk about mission, and veterans are mission oriented, so they, of all people, understand mission. But they also understand humility. A lot of veterans that I know, my brothers and sisters who have worn the uniform in all different branches of service, a lot of them won't say too much. They go about their business, they come back from whatever they did. And so the mission that Team 1 Mile did was nothing but short of incredible. And I think that the veterans got it. And even though the veterans won't tell you, the ones that I had the opportunity to, who were in the peripheral of this last mission that we did, were just ecstatic. I mean, it touched their lives in ways that we probably won't even know. I personally, as a veteran myself, was humbled to be part of it. And I want people to know that a lot of veterans were misty-eyed and came up to me in private and just, we had hugs, the brotherhood, sisterhood hug, and they just couldn't thank us enough. And that was really touching.
When I got there and I saw the individuals he had pulled together for these missions, I was so awed by his ability to select the right kinds of people to bring into the group.
So I think Mike's process is like, he knows our value individually, what we can bring to the table, but then he puts a little bit more into us because he knows we can do more also.
It became very much a leadership project because you're kind of thrown in the fire and you have to organize and get people moving in the same direction, because we had 700 miles to do, feed all these athletes. We had to figure all of that out.
Passion, grace, love, patience, and respect. We have to have all of those today. Okay? Yesterday was an absolutely epic day. Today will be an epic day. Follow those 5 small steps. Know why we're doing this. Know why you are personally here. Okay? If we're personally here to build base miles, you got it. You did it. We got amazing base miles. But our calling here is much bigger, and our calling here is individual. Okay? Everybody's here for a completely different reason. Our love for humanity, our love for other people, whether you're a veteran or you're somebody that's in need of help. Okay? So that's why we're here. That's why I'm here. Okay? But we're all here for a very specific reason. And I want you to think about that. And when you start getting exhausted and your ass is absolutely on fire, remember that. It's like, why I'm here. Why I'm here suffering right now. And remember that, and let that carry you through the remainder of your day.
We crossed over a bridge and we saw a storm out in the distance, and from the weather updates it was kind of saying that it should pass us, but it was almost like we were heading straight for it.
Away from the wind. Oh yeah, nice job. Holy moly.
And finally we found a spot that was good to stop, and we kind of all just sat there like, what just happened? It was still raining on us, and then we all just started laughing about it.
Planning ahead! We weren't supposed to have rain, but I'm glad I got to use my glasses.
Doesn't even show on my radar.
All right. Chain loop. Hi, John. Chain loop.
32 miles. 60 to go. Last day. My girl.
Woohoo! My hands are numb. This is gonna be eventful. Let's see. Oh, some drops. That's ocean. That's from the ocean, actually.
Does anybody need anything else in here?
Doesn't matter. It blew off the ocean into my foot.
Well, the sand in my eye is definitely from the ocean.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Oh, there's sand in my nose.
Going awesome, man. Really got to meet everybody. Endured the rain. It was pretty awesome. Little mishap on the bridge, but it's all good now, man. Looking forward to getting up to Jacksonville.
I made a great one. Can I call me? I'm gonna go tell them.
You know, the people is what sticks out to me and that I'm grateful for. I know everyone's probably going to say, well, I'm grateful to Mike for letting me join and stuff, which is true. You know, Mike being able to bring all this together and bring all of us in, that was a big thing. So it's the people. I'm just the people.
Bittersweet, baby. It is bittersweet.
I thought it was a long
12:30 Saturday. I know. It's I'm glad to get off our bikes, get some rest, but you also see the finish line and it becomes a little bit sad. Till next time, right?
One of my favorites. Oh, Dorian, good job. Hey, Wayne. I had a battalion commander.
Big part of my platform and my dream is to connect the two communities. And that's the way we're going to go in.
I have a huge place in my heart for our veterans. I am grateful every day when I wake up for the freedom that we have, to be able to praise a God that, some countries that they cannot. So I am so grateful to all the sacrifice that our veterans and military people have thrown, so that I can have my freedoms, that my children can have the freedom they do. So any chance or opportunity that I have to give back to them, I mean, it's so small in comparison to what they give and they have given. So that was incredible to me. That was
coming into those towns and seeing the veterans face to face and the impact that we actually had and how excited they were to have us there, just to show them support and kind of just give them a voice, because I think that's one thing that they didn't have during Hurricane Ian.
It's really interesting to talk to all of these people wherever we end up, whatever city we're in, whatever VFW we stopped at, or so we got to meet interesting people all the way through. And so it's a really cool experience to be able to do such a thing. Yeah.
Mostly out of respect, and being in the military, we all get used to having to hit hard times. But we also understand that things happen along the way. That's what they did. So we have to overadapt and to come. But I think just to give the respect and the honor to the individuals that's what we were there for, be it for the American Legions or for the VFWs, and even for the individuals that we were honoring, just out of respect.
Because we hit the major places that were affected by Hurricane Ian, and the people came together to see what we can bring for them and what we could do. In the long run, it wasn't about us. It was about what we're doing and them.
Mission was accomplished. We set out to do something that we did. And, we brought honor to the veterans and first responders.
So riding through Florida and seeing the devastation and just also seeing what we were doing for veterans and the potential, the things we were giving them for hurricanes, it meant a lot more to me because I'd never really experienced a hurricane until Ian and saw the devastation. It was really emotional, both in a good way and a bad way. One, I could see that there were changes in the places where the storm had hit, that things were getting better. But also just to remember how hard it was. And I was really excited and emotional about the fact that we were creating something to where when people go through that, they have a place to go, especially our veterans.
I believe that the legacy that Team 1 Mile left behind was a memory that will never be forgotten, a memory that the community and the nation still cares about you, and all those hurricane victims and the families whose lives were just devastated by Hurricane Ian. We tend to forget, we go back to our normal lives, but to be at the epicenter, in Fort Myers and to actually leave behind, thousands of dollars worth of emergency preparedness items. They're never going to forget that. I mean, who does that? What a brilliant idea. And it wasn't just to get a ribbon on our uniform. It was to actually do something. So Team 1 Mile, if I had to say, if like Nike says, let's do it, I would say Team 1 Mile is do something. If we all do something, if we all recognize people who have sacrificed so much, or people who have lost so much, we become a better nation and we become better people. And so that's the legacy. The legacy is the memory that we left behind, that there are people out here in America that are here to lift you up when things get tough. And that's one thing I do miss about the military. I miss my buddies. You were just talking about Carl and hanging out. And I miss my buddies. There's things that people in the military talk about, smoke and joke about, that people in the civilian world don't really get. But I think that Team 1 Mile bridged the gap, made it a little bit closer. And that, the legacy is the gap between veterans and veterans was narrowed, shortened just a bit. And any time where civilians can understand veterans better, it's another legacy that
Great. My chances crossed here.
We did amazing.
Oh yeah. Take this.
This is Dorian, everybody.
Okay, fine. You deserve it. Make it bubbly.
Awesome. Danny, remember? Living out there, right down the way.
All the hills up in Auburn. Super fun. Riding there at the bottom.
Here we go.
Great.
Selfie time.
Get your phone out.
Oh yeah.
Selfie. Oh, that's live.
Yeah, we're doing a selfie and live.
Our riding, 700-mile ride, we become the flashy object. We'll get noticed, but then it's what you do when you're noticed. And that is, I think, what starts to separate us. We get noticed, okay? And now let's do something with it. I look for the courage to say yes. I talk about courage a lot. Veterans understand courage different than civilians. But I always say, have the courage to say yes. Okay? I've had people say, well, I'm not sure. We say yes. Just say yes.
I love that. General.
Yeah. Got to make sure you get the general here. Where is he? Right here. Okay.
There you go.